Welcome. I'm Diane Yellowlight, a certified psychic. Today I'm going to talk about how do I make my wrongs right. Everybody's in a really stressed aspect of their lives right at this time frame. So patience is short, tempers are high, irritation is strong, lack of love is missing. All of these things are attributing to a lot of people to be out of balance in their emotions and their life, and they're doing a lot of things that are hurtful to other people. I know that no one ever really intends to do hurt or harm to another person, but because of our insecurities within ourselves, our jealousies, our ids, our way of thinking, all of these different things, we have a tendency that when we start to be loved, that we get afraid deep inside. I don't even think that a lot of us are conscious of it. And if we've had any kind of failures in our life about love before, or any kind of things happen to us in our lives about love and relationships, it's always in the back of the mind. So until that really lets go and gets understood, then there's always going to be a hesitation within each psyche. And after a period of time, I think two people get together and they experience the closeness and the bonding, and then when it starts getting too close and there starts memories coming up of things that could happen and things that did happen in the past in other relationships, then I think people start pulling away from each other and they start seeing the things that they don't like. And we all have things that we don't like. And I think the key thing after thinking about relationships and being in them myself and going through the walk like everybody else on earth and trying to figure out exactly, what is it, I think that each and every one of us don't really have a high concept of that we're deserving of love, number one. Number two, I don't think we know what unconditional love is all about. We can talk about it, we hear the words, but we don't know what it feels like because most of us don't get put in a position to be able to feel it and understand what it is. So if you've never had it, then you don't know exactly what to expect. But if you've had other things that have been unloving in your relationships, and that is your family relationships, siblings, friends, relationships with boyfriends, teachers, relationships with husbands, more than one, whatever your situation is, it's not about a fact that there is more than one marriage or one relation. It's the fact is that there's something not working inside of you as an individual that's not making the relationship work. Are you too selfish with your own self? Have you got to a point where you've given too much in life and you don't want to give anymore and you want people to give to you way too much? Are you trying to find excitement in your life because you never had any? Are you trying to play in your life because you never got to play as a child? So many of these aspects that are inside of us affect how we're going to be in our relationships. And the only type of relationships that we really can't stay into is the ones that are very extremely abusive, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If it's a little bit arguing here and there and things like that, then we need to work those things through. And it's very difficult to grow up. Actually, I don't even think we really begin to start to grow up till we're about 40 years of age. But that doesn't mean there's not any reason to why we can't grow up sooner. And don't count on that being the norm in the future, because the future generations of kids that have been born and that are going to continue to be born, they're very wise, they're very smart. They know a lot of things that you and I don't know in the very beginning, and it's very natural for them, like, you got to be kidding me. You're not doing that, or you're doing that, still doing that. You're going to get those kind of remarks, because when you're doing the dance of relationships, or doing the dance of anything after a period of time, it's called the circle, the dance of the circle dances. There's all these different dances. There's been many books written on the different dances of the emotions that we do have. And so it'd be worth reading those. There's a lot of good writers out there, but the main thing is to know what your dance is. Is your dance with yourself because you're unloving to yourself? Is your dance with yourself because you don't know how to love yourself? Is your dance with yourself because you're angry at yourself? Is your dance with yourself because you're angry at somebody else and you're going to make everybody else suffer? There's so many reasons why, and there's usually at least 5 defining moments in our lives that makes us have some of these attitudes that we get stuck into, to where we can't have a good, healthy, productive relationship. Nothing's perfect, but acceptance is the key. And if you're a very strong person, or if you've had to survive on the streets, or you've never had the approval or the acceptance, it's a uphill battle for you to be able to do what you're doing and getting rid of the old tapes, the old concept, the old ideas, the old belief system, and do something different with it. It can be done because we're in a time of healing and a time of miracles. And I know each and every one of you can go above and beyond your circumstances, and that if you choose to do so, you can manifest what you want in your life right away. It's all about manifesting. And today we're talking about manifesting of relationships, healthy relationships. Of course, if you're not healthy with yourself, you're not going to pick a healthy person. You're going to pick somebody that has something to reflect back to you of something you need to learn within yourself. Of course, you'll probably end up blaming the other person for doing what you're already doing, and they may be doing it too, but you're also not seeing your part in it. So take a fine-tooth comb and get past these times that we're in, and go look in the mirror and sit there and make friends with yourself. Accept yourself for the things that you are and the things that you're not. Look at them, and are they that important that it's going to make you angry and fight and be unhappy and not have a relationship in your life? We're all meant to have relationships. We didn't come here to just be isolated and one-on-one. We came here to have the adventure of a lifetime, the adventure with love and emotions and all the different things that go along with that connected of a bondiness. And do remember, you're a person. The other person's a person. They may be a male, they may be a female. That's only a gender. But we're all kindred souls and spirits that come here to experience the adventure and the excitement of earth and life. And we get to meet certain people in our lives so that we can work out the roles that we need to play with them and do the things that we need to do so we can have our love and joy. There's no accidents as to who you meet and how you meet. But if you stay in your relationships and you haven't worked out what the reason was for the meeting in the first place, then you probably got some issues that you're not dealing with that's in your early childhood or your teenhood. So go back and do the research within yourself. It's really awesome and it's worth it, because at the end, when you don't have any more energy in your body and when you're done, you know, you're not going to be able to thank everybody. You're not going to be able to go back and redo the things that, oh, I finally got that moment. Okay, no, you can share some things, but how about sharing them along the way when you're feeling good? How about sharing them with family and friends and anybody that you feel wants to know your information, and let them share with you too. It's a two-way street here. And by the way, relationships are 100% and 100%. When you give to yourself 100% in anything that you choose to do, you'll be successful. That's 100%. If you give in a relationship 100% of yourself, and giving the honesty and the wholeness of who you are, not you. You don't give yourself away in the relationship, then you're going to have a balanced relationship. If you think you can go into anything, work, relationships, health, with a 50-50 attitude, you're not going to get very far and you're going to get very disappointed. So it is putting in 100% in the relationship of making it work. That doesn't mean giving yourself up. That doesn't mean changing the things in yourself that you like and you want. All you got to do is communicate with the other person and tell them, this is really important to me because this is who I am. And if they want to insist upon that's not who you are, then you got to ask them, please, if you want to have the relationship and for it to be balanced and love, they're going to have to understand this very, very important concept with you. If we go a little further in our communication, really stop the yelling and the screaming and the anger and the nasty words, we have become a society of nasty words, and we got lots more of them now than other times before. There's always been nasty words, but we're real quick to do it at this time frame because our mind, our hearts, our souls, and everything are sped up to the highest point that we can be in this vibration while here on earth. So don't get despair. There's hope out there. And know that you can go in there and go above and beyond your circumstances and heal any of your wounds. Go in there and search it out. Go in there and develop your intuition. You all got the same kind of gifts that I have. I've just been using mine longer, and mine maybe came earlier because of maybe traumatic experiences or just because. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you can get on a board and you can have the same exact thing happening in your life that will make it better for you. So please, today, put on your thinking cap, figure out what it is, and move forward so that you can go above and beyond any circumstances in your life that's depleting you of unconditional love for self, from others and to give to others. So I send you love and light and life, and until next time, be good to yourselves.